Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Hebrew Israelites, coming weekend, we got to prophesy the downfall of America. But for anything, want to give all praise, sign, and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Haradah.
I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone who teach well, and peace, salutation, be honored to the fullness, pushing truth to sincerity and diligence. All right, so we here another year, man. All right, for the Passover. All right, it's a real solemn and important time, and we can start off with Jeremiah, man. Right, just showing and understanding, we're soon to receive a salvation like no other, right, from Yahushua, man.
Yeah. You start at 14. In Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord. It shall no more be said, the Lord liveth.
Yeah, he said, the days come, but it will no longer, what it say, reading?
Yeah, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord. That it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth.
Right, because it's going to be understood who the real king is, man. Right? Now, you're looking in the world today, Esau even has the world food, right, with his enchantments, right, and his sorcery and his wickedness, having everyone perceive as if he's the most high, man. Right? And we're shortly to see who the real king is. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says they brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Right? It says it's going to be known that the Lord liveth, who brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, man. Basically putting to shame all of the false idols, right? All of the false wicked powers, so to say, man. Right? You see, but the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, is the land of bondage, man. And we are here today in the land of Egypt, man. Right? What the scripture called it, America, right? Spiritually Babylon, right? Spiritually Egypt and Sodom, man. You see, somebody get that Isaiah, where it said that he's going to destroy that as if of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? You got it.
Yeah. Jeremiah 16 and 15. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
You see, so Egypt was as we know, was a great salvation, man, right? You see, and it was a great memorial of that time, right? That we're keeping even today in this time. You see, but the Lord said, it will no longer be spoken about how we were delivered out of ancient Egypt, but out of the land of the north, where we're placed today, man. You see, and this time, last go round, the Lord delivered all of us, man. You see, but this round is only a remnant, man. You see, a remnant to be saved. And that's why we're working out our salvation with fear and trembling, hoping and praying, and keeping the Passover and the ordinances that Yahushua has given us, right? Hoping that we be of that number, man, to escape.
Come on. Yeah. All right, back a little bit. And from all the land will he have driven them, and I will bring them again into that land that I have gave unto their fathers.
You see, the Lord said he's going to deliver us from all the four winds, man, whoever it is. He's showing that the Israelites are everywhere, man. You see, he say that and bring them to a land that I have given it to their fathers, like it was in the book of Jeremiah 30 and 3. Somebody get that too. But y'all better bring y'all please.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 1 and 9. He said, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
You see, it says, except the Lord had left a very small remnant. So it shows the importance of the elect of Yahushua. You see, in all actuality, all of Israel is depending on the elect of the Lord, man. You see, so it shows the importance in what we're doing today in this time, man. Lord, we can fulfill that number. You see, but it said that if it wasn't for that remnant, we all have been unto Sodom and Gomorrah. That shows how corrupt and perverse this society and this world is, man. It shows that we need deliverance, man. And that deliverance is going to come by way of Yahushua and his great miracles, man. What the scriptures say in the book, in the Apocrypha, I believe it's a rock, would say to perform his strange wonders, man, his strange works, man. You see, so that divine intervention is going to happen in this time that we're going to see with our eyes. You see, it say that our work will work in your days that you would not even believe if I had told you. You see, matter of fact, somebody else give me that. You got it. That Psalm 124.
This is Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, and it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that have brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he hath driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave them unto their fathers.
Right? And see, that's the spirit because we read that, right? That's the spirit that we read that, and the Kahana went into it, man. You see? Now it said that the Lord is going to bring us into the lands. That basically goes into what? Us receiving the inheritance, the promise, the immortality, the things which we waited for, man. You see, the scriptures talk about in the book of Revelations. Herein is the patience and the faith of the saints. You see? You got that Jeremiah 33. You got 33. You can read it real quick, Barbara. All right.
It's Jeremiah 30:3. For lo, the day saith the Most High, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Israel and Judah.
You see, now when you read the book of Exodus, I can't really remember what it's at, Salaki, but it talks about the Lord heard, I believe it's 20, but say that he heard the cry of his people he heard the cry of Israel in the land of Egypt. You see, so what? He was hearing the sign and the crying at the election of history. Exodus, going to come out now. You got it. Go ahead and read that.
In the book of Exodus chapter 3, verse 7, it says, you start at 6. Abraham, brother was saying, we're going to, all that land, all that promises, that's going to be fulfilled in our time.
Yep.
Lord, whether you believe it or not, you're looking at the men that's going to be ruling the kingdom to come, man. Lord, what are that numbers? Exodus 3 and 6, it says, moreover, he said, I am the power of thy father, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon the Most High. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrow.
You see, so you say what by reason of the taskmaster. Now, when you read also in the scriptures, it talk about how what the Egyptians had the nation of Israel serve a right, man. Right? And when you go into that word rigor, it goes to some harsh and cruel bondage, man, and slavery, man. It's just the same thing today, man. Now, scriptures talk about in the book of Isaiah how Esau Edom the nation of Israel reap up and down his fields without wages, man. You see, so the Lord is hearing the cries now, man, like proceed to the book of Ezekiel 9, right? The sign and crying of the elect, man, is basically going up before the heavenly thrones of Yahweh, man. That's why he say, now I will rise out of my place and to deliver him that such that puppet got him, man. You see? He got anybody got whatever guy had.
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Yeah, so if we don't get delivered again, Egypt is going to be destroyed. It's the same thing. There's no new thing under the sun.
No new thing under the sun. Every great kingdom fell. Everyone that had because when you read in the book of Maccabees, man, I believe it's First Maccabees chapter 2, right? It talks about everyone having about spoils. You see, all of those great kingdoms, every great kingdom that had us in their possession, they all fell, man. You see, now every nation had us in particularly in their hands. But Esau Edom was the ringleader. That's why the Lord calls him the destroyer of my inheritance, man. You see, and the Lord said that what he would destroy him. You see. He said, as like he done before with the plagues, he's going to do it again. It talks about the plagues, second Ezra, I believe 15 or 16. It talks about the great birth pains that come about of the womb. You see? It said that they slack not, man. You see? I believe it was 15. I believe it's chapter 15. You guys got it. Whatever, somebody got it.
Since we can go into, as it said in Jeremiah 16, the children of Judah, the children of Israel shall be gathered from the land of the north, and that it shall no more be said they were gathered from the land of Egypt. We know that the north is synonymous with North America, and America is also synonymous with that spiritual Egypt in Revelation 11, verse 8. And as pursuant to Romans 9, Esau is synonymous with Pharaoh, and Egypt is going into that bondage which we're in today under this spiritual Pharaoh. But this is Joel. This is Joel chapter 3. Verse 19, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. Showing that they got Egypt and Edom in the same verse, so that they're synonymous with each other. As it says in Psalms 137, Esau, Edom, the daughter of Babylon. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. When we go to Joel 2, what does it say? After those mighty men, those missiles hit the land, it shall be made a desolate wilderness. This place is going to become that place without a line in Isaiah 34. That desert from the east coast to the west coast, where you won't know where Louisiana was, or New York, etc., etc. An eternal memorial as of what would happen to the nation that afflicted the apple of the Most High's eye, the children of Israel. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. And point blank period. The spiritual Egypt and the Edomites as a whole are going to be made a desolation, a desolate wilderness for shedding the blood of not just the children of Judah, the southern kingdom, the so-called Negroes, but of Israel, the northern kingdom, the so-called Latinos and Native Americans.
Because they tell you in the book of Revelations, they say that they say, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down. See, because this place is like we read all throughout Micah, right? I talked about how this place is built up on rape, robbery, and murder, right? So the same way that this place is built up, they built the system of it the same way it's going to fall. You see, when you read the book of Ezekiel 35, man, it talks about to prophesy to Mount Seir, right? And it tells you that blood shall pursue you, man. You see, so it's no escaping, right? The judgments and the things that the Lord has set for the heathen, man. That's a beautiful precept that the Quran had read, because in the book of Jeremiah, all throughout Jeremiah 50, 51, right, 49, it all goes into the destruction and the desolation of Esau, Edom, man. That's why that's it.
Exodus 15:1. It says, then spake Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. That's what back with his brother, Esau, modern day of Pharaoh, man. It's the same situation. Like he said, the Lord is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare him in habitation. My father's power, and I will talk to him. How down back to the point. Right? It says all the way to 15, it's in that same song. It says, then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab trembling shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. So that same thing he did with Egypt is going to be the same upset, man. Like they're gonna pursue us. Oh man, yeah. They're gonna pursue us. They're gonna come after us. Right? They're gonna use all their weapons. Yeah, but right here, this verse 9. Right? It says, the enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword. My hand shall destroy them. Right? And that's the same mindset he saw that right there.
Back him up. This is Isaiah 11 and 11. I'm going to read down to the point where this word breaking out. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamat and from the land and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah and from the four corners of the earth.
The scattered.
Right. And it says, the envy of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. It says, Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah should not envy Ephraim. But this is the point that the Rashi is breaking out. It says, but they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines towards the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. There, it says, they shall lay their hands upon Edom and Moab. And the children of Haman shall obey them. That's the point that we're right now.
Woo! All right, that's all I got to say. That's my precept today. Woo! How long, Lord?
Because top half of it, it was basically talking about what the nations coming together, man. Well, out the nation of Israel coming together, man. You see, prophesying together, prophesying the downfall of this wicked kingdom, right? All of these, the common unity that all these scriptures have together. Egypt, the scriptures about Judah and Israel, Ephraim coming together. It's what? When Moses went in his time to Egypt, what did he do? He prophesied the downfall of that kingdom. Yeah. He prophesied that what? The Lord was going to deliver them from that place, man. And that's the same thing that the prophets are doing today, man. When you read the book of what Jeremiah, I believe it's 50 and 4. I believe it's 50 and 4. I'm gonna get it real quick.
Hey, if I can say it real quick, like that's a beautiful precept we talked about out because you jump to the chapter before that, Exodus 14. Pharaoh, but before that, in Exodus 14, Pharaoh had suited up against the children of Israel. And the Lord told us what? Go to the sea, move towards the sea, move towards the sea. And we got scared. We started crying out, like, Lord, like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Pushing us towards the sea. But ultimately, the Lord was going to perform that ultimate miracle. Moses was going to part that sea, man. And ultimately, we pushing toward the thing that everybody else sees as impossible. But what are y'all always out on the highways and byways? That's what we were doing in ancient Egypt. Pushing towards something that everybody saw was impossible. What are y'all talking about? Yeah. But the Lord was about to perform that great miracle, and he's going to do that this time, man.
Because it told you within the previous chapters, whenever Moses went to forward to speak and commune with Yahweh Shai, what did everybody else do? They ran away from that great, terrible, and dark smoke. You know, so just to add to that, and this is the same thing in this lifetime, right? This is Exodus chapter 15 and verse 1. It says, Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Most High Yahweh, and spake, saying, I will sing this song unto the Most High Yahweh, for he had triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider have he thrown into the sea, and the brothers could, get Romans 6 and 4. Because Yahweh Shai is going to do the same thing. Just like he threw the Canaanites with the Egyptians into the sea, what they're ultimately going to be, Esau, Edom, they're going to be thrown along with the heathens into the sea of fire. Man, it speaks about in 2 Peter the 3rd chapter, verse 2. It says, "The Most High Yahweh is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare him in habitation, my father's power, and I will exalt him. The Most High Yahweh is a man of war." And that's how Yahweh is ultimately going to do what? Deliver the elect of Yahshua, man.
That's why it's prophesying about war.
Yep, good Lord, man.
Jeremiah 28 and 8.
That's right. Because when you read in the book of Numbers, it goes into the alarm and sounding the trumpet, man. That's a war cry. Right. You sound that alarm, you let it be known that war is coming to the land, war is coming to the city. And our great king, he declares war. We're reading fresh off the scrolls. Hey, this is what the Lord said, man.
Yeah. See, alone, verse 3 says, "The Most High Yahweh is a man of war. The Most High Yahweh is his name." This is the point. It says, "Pharaoh's chariot and his host have he cast into the sea. His chosen captives are also drawn into the Red Sea." And in this lifetime, which, is of the will of Yahweh Shai, who be of his elect, he's going to ultimately overthrow the so-called Americans, man. Esau, Edom, these devils. And it speaks about Revelation 6 and 4, man. It says what that red horse that will ultimately. You got it?
Bring it up. I want to back it up too.
Me too.
Let me get it.
Yeah, you're right on.
This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 12. I'm going to read down to the end. It says, "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High. And the books were opened, and another book was opened. Another, which the book of life, and the dead which judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works." There you go.
And it's a bag to brought up, and you got it all, y'all. It's the same book, but you got to remember the Bible is compiled of multiple books. So you got certain books that prophesy the destruction of the wicked. You got certain books that prophesy the deliverance of the righteous. Right. Matthew is a different book than Luke, but they were best friends. Matthew, Luke, Mark, and John, they hung together. They was in the same camp together, in the same city, in the same videos. They all had the same shit we doing. They was in the group together. You had other Matthew, Marks, and Lukes in other parts of the world, but this particular world that the Lord focused on. Right? Go ahead.
Right. And it says, this is the point, everything else is the point for that brother. It says, "In the sea, or for you, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and it says, and the dead." It says, "In the dead and hell delivered up the dead." My bad. "And death and hell gave up, delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to the works, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire." All right. This is the second death. "And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire."
That's right, man. So you see, ultimately, what it is Yahweh outside making a great differentiation, so to say, according from what the world and the elect. You see, you're either going to be on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. You see, the book is ultimately written for what? Those that are written within the book. So if you're out of the book, guess what? According to John 17, you weren't subject to receive everything that's written within this book.
That's it. What the brother finna bring out, on those seals being open, that's that knowledge of understanding these scriptures. It's only given to a few great men.
Right, man. According to what Matthew the 13th chapter, which we all love to go into, Matthew the 13th chapter said, "When it was given unto you to know the mysteries." Now, when you go into those mysteries, the mysteries speak about what the hidden, the hidden doctrine, which everybody was up to receive. You have what the destruction of America, which what a lot of people, when they hear it, they run away from it. But what the righteous is one righteous.
Nah. Hey, keep that definition for me. Hey, just quick, but you on it, bro. Escapism, real quick. Get that one. They got some bullshit, but get that one.
And you know why the brother grabbed it? That's why the elect run into Proverbs 18:10, that strong tower.
Yeah.
As for everybody else, they want something to run into the strong tower, accepting the name, accepting the miracles of Yahweh. I wasn't given a tool.
You got it?
Yeah.
It's a particular one.
Okay.
It's a get straight. I'm talking about easy get straight. Yeah, the other ones, they long-winded. They take a long time to get to the straight. But yeah, this is gonna get straight though.
Alright.
You got it on there. Backwoods.
Alright.
Shit.
Let me try that. Escapism.
Bring out the one we bought at the counter. Yeah.
I got it right here. The Tennessee. I watched that video.
Bring it out.
Escapism.
You got it.
That's the one. That's the one I had. I watched that video.
Escapism. The tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities.
What the scripture say? The prudent man foreseeth evil and hide himself. So if you run away from it, that means what ultimately you're subject to America. You're subject to what? Everything that this wicked ass society upholds, man. You don't want those things to befall America.
I'm on that fake state, like in the Matrix, man. No matter how the society tastes, you want the fakeness of it.
That's right, bro.
You don't want it to be presented to you like uncut. Like, we on that top 10 list that the brother was showing on sign, I'm off top 15 for being raw and uncut, man. Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
True.
That's why we're going to be persecuted, man. Now, that's how Yahushua went out, blameless, innocent. That lamb without blemish. Yeah. And that's how we're going to go out, man. Lord, what if that cup of pass from us, but Lord, what if we have to go in the ranks of a martyr? That's just our life, man. We worked for this up until this point. You're not going to take this away from us. For all we worked for, all these years the apostles put in on the highways and byways, man. Nobody out there preaching to the wind. You think you're going to take this from us at this last moment? Lord forbid, man. You got it, man.
Come on. The tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially by seeking entertainment or engaging in fantasy. Okay, something that's not real, man. Okay? Jake wants to indulge themselves in these type of activities to keep them from facing reality. Now you see all these problems happening right now that Jake still don't want to see.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah?
Oblivious. Like you speak about Isaiah's 30th chapter. They trust in the cover that's not a cover. The cover is of Yahweh Shemel outside. That's why it tells them what Judges 10 and 14. So with all these hellholes and great family, the atrocities meet and fall upon the society and the souls of America, glorify unto the God which you trust. You know, going to cry to those gods, man. That's how y'all about Shimei Shah. Because keep it in mind, Proverbs the 1st chapter, it says, "Well, I will laugh at your calamity." So ultimately, he's going to have his prophets in a whole different spirit outside of what everybody else is. You know, why they're kissing the devil. You know, but it all starts with what? That great foundation which we have now.
Right, bro.
I got one.
I just want the Revelation for
6 and 4,
Yeah, it's Revelation 6 and 4. And it says that there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
There you go, man. Esau Edom, man. You see that power was, it didn't say he always had the power. It says what that power was given to him. So when you read the book of Obadiah, just how that power was given, you know, he has that pride and he live and exalt his own self. Yeah. That same pride is also going to be what? Brought down. Just like Pharaoh, when they was getting judged, who did they have to call upon? They say, "Hey, bro, hey, Moses, I don't know what the fuck you got going on. Hey, whatever God is, hey, it's a lot." You know? We don't want to ultimately be a partaker of what's going on. So look, can you please draw these things away from us? But for Esau, Edom, and the Egyptians as well, it's not going to turn. It's not going to turn back, man. You ultimately deserve all the judgment that you're about to meet here in America, man. Yeah. You know?
The scriptures are backing up, like the scripture said, he hired Pharaoh, Anybody they right mind, all that shit, please take place for any reasonable person that's going to fall back. But he put it in his mind to keep going, man.
Yeah. Right. Just like you bring it out, you say about the book of Obadiah. Elder was just saying that about how these different books details.
It's the same Bible, different books.
Yeah. Obadiah itself.
So when you hear a different book, you hear the other books, Jake in his mind thinking it's talking about, oh, got other Bibles out there? Yeah.
And then give you off into a seduction. Right. So when you go off and look at the book of Enoch and Josh and all the other garbage.
This one nigga, Brother Shu, he got a whole bedroom full of books. The books of Moses, the books of Abraham Lincoln, and all kinds of shit. All kinds of shit in there, man. Dead Sea Scrolls, all that shit, man.
Never learned it.
And just backing up your point, like when you go back to Isaiah the 10th chapter, it says the broad
Isaiah
10:5, the rod of my anger is in their hand. You read down, it says how he meaneth not so. So he really don't want to do this shit, but it's ultimately putting before you Israelites to what? Resonate with your spirit. Bro, we fucked up as a nation.
Yeah.
You know?
He have provoked me into anger.
That's right.
Provoke me, you forced me to die. I don't want to punch you like this, you know?
Right, it's Revelation 6 and 4 from the middle. And it says that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Yeah, that great sword, man. You go back to Genesis, man, with Esau Edom. You know, that's what he was blessed with. The scripture says that he that would kill it with the sword. That's right, man. And that's ultimately what's you're about to see this before your eyes, man. The sword is not the end. The sword is not how, the Israelites should rise. You have a lot of Israelites that say, we're going to tap into Esau's blessing. Nah, we hold it fast that which we have, man, which is this faith and wisdom to understand. That's how we shall prevail. It tells in 1 Samuel 2 and 9 that what shall by strength shall no man prevail. You know, when everybody else trying to come up against us, they're going to come from what? Carnality, malice, man. But that's for the elect. The Lord, Yahweh Shemashah is going to lift up a standard. That's how else we're going to.
Wow.
You know what, get it.
Yeah, I get it. I got one.
Luke 10?
Yeah, I got one.
10:17. I think it's 10:17.
Yeah, it's 10:17.
The word tread. You gotta get the other word.
You get the word last month.
All right. Book of Isaiah, chapter 59, and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west.
America.
Come on.
Hey, America is so strong to where they got a whole era named after her. It's called Western civilization.
Yeah.
What is the done of Western civilization? America was the standard of what they call Western civilization. Beginning with when you go to Isaiah 51, when it says your mother that buried you.
Yeah. Show my
go back to Great Britain.
Yeah.
You know, America, one of the great founding fathers is a Briton. You look at Mount Rushmore, you looking at Brits.
Which
Those are Brits. What's up to back you up?
which we go into all the time. America comes out of the East Indian Company, man. All right, and that's for you, Jake, that don't know. Go do some research on the East Indian Company.
Yeah.
And how it mirrors and founded America. America, even the American flag comes from the East Indian Company, man. All right, that goes back to a lot of
13 stripes, not 12. 13.
right. That goes into a lot of the trading that was done between Britain and been established. Which
Even down to the stars, to the fucking stars and the colors.
right.
The stars and colors. You got it
Right, that's right. Go ahead.
Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
How about you now? Shot giving. We talking about that out there in front of the house, man. About the Lord putting men in certain situations, okay, to build up your faith, to try you. He's gonna put that faith upon you to increase you. They gonna get spiritual power. They gonna come out of it, man. He saw one road, man, when open at 7 AD, you had West Bay, you had Tiberius. They built that eight wall city around the city. It was no way in and no way out. Esau will do the same thing. They're gonna shut off these fucking bridges. Okay, you're gonna have checkpoints. Okay, it's a do not enter and you cannot go out.
Right.
Okay, go ahead out.
That's what them FEMA camps are for. That's why most of you, I don't give a damn where you at in Babylon or America. Your hood is connected to what? Train, railroad track. That's for
Cross the tracks.
Facts, bro.
So they can cross the track. That's why they're gonna put these niggas in them FEMA trains and gassing you, man.
Still the tracks, man. You laughing a little too hard over there. Like you know stuff on the track.
Putting you in a position where they can actually put you in them FEMA camps, man. And kill you and torture you. We go into that all the time, you know. You got the other one?
Yeah, Luke 10. Right. So Luke 10 is Luke 10 and 19. It says, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy."
Niggas and animals and monkeys.
Yeah.
All these clowns out here.
That's
Let's not talk about actual scorpions. They just really talking about reptilians.
Right. I've been victorious in the spirit. I stepped in a scorpion and get the fuck out of here, man. Some of these niggas out there.
Yeah, Jake been watching too many Power Rangers, man. One little nigga fighting a big ass giant
Scorpion with a little white jacket on gold dog.
Think, man. They say the nigga that's fighting him got a spandex suit on like gold dust, man. You know, that's not talking about it. That's talking about niggas and the wicked, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna have that power to tread upon it, go ahead.
And nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Right. And that's literal. When the Lord gives the men those powers, you niggas gonna bust your guns at us, it's not gonna do shit. You gonna do whatever you can to survive those short minutes before we be the last thing that you see, man. Before we put you out of your camp out, man. And the Lord will, these men in this room, the elders, apostles, we can't wait, man. I can't wait to give one of you niggas a case, man. One of these, I'm talking about electricity and fire, power coming out of it. Yeah, shit out of you niggas, man. Yeah, like literally, I'm talking about punch the back of your brain from the front. You know? Go ahead, guys.
I got that word trade.
Yeah, that's the main part. That's the main part. Get that other word, machination.
It says to tread, to trample, crush with feet, to advance by setting foot upon, tread upon, to encounter successfully the greatest perils, from the machinations and persecutions with which Satan
so, man.
Yep.
So that's ultimately what you're going to see when you're watching your shot, what ultimately enables is men, you know, with what these spiritual powers in the times to come. Keep in mind, we're talking about the times of visitation. We're talking about the times of what be delivered. You know, it speaks to it tells us in Daniel 12 that we're gonna be like what? A time never seen before. So that's right, man. So outside of what the elect of Yahweh Shah's men being delivered, you're gonna see those same men be equipped with spiritual power, man. So it's gonna be like never seen before. You're gonna really think that you saw stuff watching the movie, man. You're gonna think that you're gonna say, man, this shit is unbelievable, man. Why? Because it's gonna be way far more fathomable than what the average Jake can fathom. You see, what the average Jake mindset in everyday society.
Don't go past the average Jake mindset. Don't go past a miracle anyway.
Right.
And if the nigga start thinking on some type of what we would call spiritual, but in him, imaginary.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
Hollywood.
Right. We coming up on the time where you niggas gonna do this and double look like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Did I just see that?
Still gonna be
We fools.
You gonna look at the
Call it
bottom
their lives madness.
like,
That's what y'all
And there is to be without honor.
Yeah.
I got some more, little more.
Read that from the top again.
That's real quick to add to the point. That's why I say what they shall be amazed. You'll go into the word amazed, they gonna be like, hey, there's no fucking way this thing's that.
That's the strangest. That shit, what the fuck?
That's just strange. Like,
That's what makes you say, what the fuck, right? You like,
right.
what the fuck? Jesus?
Hey, that's beautiful because Yahweh Shah was the ultimate underdog, man. Everybody loves an underdog story. Jake is just losing by 100 and just comes back from nothing. The last minute, Hail Mary just on their ass, man. That's what we're about to get spiritually disrespectful. I got a little bit of that. God, it says on the latter end, it says to tread underfoot, to trample on, to treat with insult and contempt. It says to advance by setting foot upon, to encounter successfully the greatest perils from the mass. How you say that? My God. Machination. Perils from the machinations and persecutions with which Satan would fain thwart the preaching of the gospel.
Yeah.
The machination goes into plots, schemes.
There you go. Sit-ups. Snares. Nets. Yeah.
The definition of machination from Merriam-Webster, it said the act of machinating, a scheme or crafty action or artful design intended to accomplish some usually evil.
Go get the juice. Go get the karate.
Fame also goes into the desire too, I believe, right?
Pleasure, yes.
Yeah, pleasure.
Pleasure.
Desire. You desire that. He really, he's so desire to kill us. Man. If he had it his way right now, he'd actually summon his goons.
Already made that vow.
Right.
He made that vow before Isaac himself. Before Isaac, the man that one of our patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He said before his father Isaac closed his eyes, he said, "I shall what?" He said, "When my father basically died, what am I gonna do?" So Jacob consists of who? 12 motherfucking tribes. Go ahead.
I got one good thing.
Yeah, that's something what you was bringing out earlier about that whole coming back together. Being
Say no work over there.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 24, and I'm reading verse 7, because you basically, y'all brothers basically going to the miracles that the Lord is basically going to perform, especially in these times that we're coming into, because it's going to take a miracle and divine intervention for us to actually get out of the predicament that we're in. You see? So this is Psalms chapter 124 and verse 7. It says, "Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers."
That's right, man. So that's ultimately what we'll assume, to see our life is what? Like to a bird that's escaped from the fowlers, man.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have Esau, he done come down like what they great rap. And what? Within the twinkle of an eye, hey, y'all, my shit gonna get us up out of those situations.
Yeah.
And that's how everybody else is going you're going to have a lot of believers come in at that time. Like, hold on. This is the same dude that we seen preaching. This is the same dude, you know, that speaks about the wisdom of Solomon Father. We had what? Great diversity. That's what you got? God.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. When they see it, they should be troubled with terrible fear. They shall be amazed at the strangers of his salvation.
Because you know, just add to that point, because it's going to resonate with their spirit that, hey, we really should have never fucked with these men. We really should have never went out there and you know, taunted these men when they were bringing it off, man. These are the labels that wasn't accounted for. But guess what? Who accounted those labels, man? How about Shimei Shah? You know, you got the angels that's what giving records daily.
Hebrews 6:10 back that up.
Right. You know, the angels giving the account of those records daily, man. They're reenacting these things before the throne of Yahweh Shah. So that's ultimately going to leave you on the left hand side and ready to be destroyed.
Right. It says, so far beyond all that they look for, it says, then they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he who we had sometimes in the riches.
Bitch, y'all got us fucked up. That's how we're bitch, y'all had all you bitches got us fucked up. Go ahead, bro.
This was he whom we had sometime in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools counted his life madness and his end to be without honor.
Now look at the reality aspect of seeing everybody that ever troubled you walking throughout the earth running because there's no water, there's no food, and they looking at you saying, we the fucking fools. You see? That's that great role reversal, man. That's ultimately what you're about to see throughout the earth. Look at, man, who outside of the men of Yahweh Shimei Shah is keeping the Passover right now?
The right way.
No. The right way.
The right way.
At best, Lord, the outcasts of GMS. Because, and they was taught to pass over from the apostles of Great Millstone. You got it?
Right. It says, how is he numbered among the children of Yahweh, and his lot is among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness has not shined upon us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We reared ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts which lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it.
Right. You know, so they ultimately weird themselves in a way that wasn't right. And you look at a desert doesn't have some significant designations for you to meet. Keep in mind, when you look at the wilderness, you know, when the Lord delivered the Israelites in ancient Egypt, man, they walked around the rivers for what, 40 years and 40 nights, man. You see? And what? They didn't find their way, man. So the same to today. You see?
Yep.
They understand that what? They're not going to find Yahweh Shimei Shah. It's going to be too late. You know, because what? The middle of the Lord, when you read up within that chapter, like the elder was going to, what? The middle of the Lord was right before their face, man. Yahweh Shimei Shah was constantly stretching out his hand, but they say the hell with that hand, man. We don't want it. We gonna go to Deacon Bacon and shit, man. You know?
Deacon Juice.
You know, Pastor Pork Chop. That's what they wanted. You know? So Yahweh Shimei Shah said, you know, ultimately because you not turned, you know, according to our reproof, hey man, I'm not gonna know you, and I'm not gonna accept you into this great fold.
You know, one more line. This heavy. It says, what has pride profited us? Question mark. Or what good has riches with our vaunting brought us?
Slavery. We know the answer to that. Slavery. Yoke of vibes. Okay? And utter confusion on you so-called Negroes, man.
And that shows that they believe, because it said, what have pride brought us? The scriptures call Esau even the most prideful, man. Right? We know anything about what our people get, the ways that they walk and the way they look at us, is from Esau Edom. You see, so it basically shows that they believe everything that Esau Edom basically pushes off on the men of the Lord, man. You see, now they saying, well, we fools.
Right.
Oh, you want to say something?
I mean, land, and then.
I can finish this real quick. Finish this verse off. This is Psalms 124 and verse 7. It says, "Our souls escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowls." It says, "The snare is broken and we are escaped." You see, so you know they got us in their hands right now. You know, but only for a little while. You know, and that basically goes on to show, you know, that the Lord is basically going to come and work in our days, a miracle in our times, to basically receive us from the hands of our enemies, man. Because it's going to take a miracle. It's going to take a miracle, bro. And
We talk about it all the time, bro.
Back you up, now see, in order to break you out of a curse, it takes a what? That's the only way you're going to break you out of a fucking curse.
Yeah.
Especially a fucking 500-year-long goddamn curse, man. Look at this bitch. The fall of the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
We've been in these conditions, bro. And they've only got worse since the Dark Ages. I will just bag you up. You got pressure.
The only way is for us to actually believe. You can't go out, on the highways and hedges and confess that you believe in Yahweh Shah when that heat is turned up and that pressure applied. You folded. You're not believing in the miracles. It's supposed to be something that you don't expect to make it out of.
A miracle after that point, a miracle becomes a miracle. Like,
Yeah.
This is the only way out.
This is Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 12. It says the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. And that's ultimately what's gonna, if you want to respond to it, you can. That's ultimately what's gonna happen. 2/3 of our nation, man, because they don't want to gravitate towards Yahweh Shai. You know what? And it shows that when they have great pride, man. So what they're gonna be overthrown utterly with the wicked. But says what the hand join the hand, the wicked shall not go first. But as for my elect, they're gonna serve Yahweh Shai, and they're gonna ultimately be the ones to be delivered, man, in time to come.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful scripture because it also shows to 2 Thessalonians where it says that these are they received not the love of the truth. They weren't able to receive the love of Yahweh Shai, the truth, man. You see, so therefore they're gonna go from a curse to destruction. Right? So, with that, we'll pray this lessons that are fine. When we all praise on your too.
Yo, stop by Shem.
Give double honor to the apostle of us who bring us home to teach well. And peace and salutations to your occupant on 4 West Bush, truth, sincerity, and diligence. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.